Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of Sports Scene on WLCS TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television. I'm Tim Alcorn. It's been a while since we've done one of these shows, so looking forward to sitting down and having a conversation with Lynn Rositano, the seventh-year head coach of the volleyball program here at Lorain High School. We'll talk a little bit about the season that the Lady Titans have put together here in 2015, as well as the upcoming future for the program, not only for the girls that are coming back from this year's team, but obviously the JV and the freshman team as well. Now, Lynn, this is your first opportunity to sit in on a sports scene, correct?
It is, yeah. I've not done it yet.
Are you nervous?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit unexpected, yeah.
Don't be nervous. Everything is going to go fine. Well, let's talk a little bit about this 2015 season so far. You were telling me before we got started here that it's been kind of up and down, but you don't have the most experienced team, right. So all in all, not a bad year. Tell our viewers about that.
We're currently 8-11. We've won some pretty tough games that went to 5 matches, and then we've lost some matches that I think that next year, once we get kind of going a little bit earlier, we'll be able to come out on top on those games.
Now, usually with a younger team, you'll see them really grow. You'll see them really progress as the year goes along. Have you seen that this year?
Yeah, for sure. And not even from the beginning to the end, but even from the middle to the end of the season now, I've seen a lot of growth, and I'm getting them to really play together as a team. That's really what I've noticed in the last maybe 6 or 7 games, that they're coming together as a team and playing really well together.
Well, let's tell the WLCS listeners or viewers about this volleyball team. You got a couple of seniors, a whole bunch of juniors, and a couple of sophomores.
Yeah, we have 2 seniors, Bailey Sand and Rachel Freeman. They've been in the program all 4 years, and they'll be soon graduating and off to college. We have 6 juniors. Get them all right. Paige Murphy, Reagan Osco, Lindsay Williams, Alexis Wells, Sierra LeBron, and Sarah Leelighter are the 6 juniors, and the 2 sophomores are Evelyn Williams and Seven Townsell.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is a team that I'm sure, not that you just put 2015 behind you, but you're already looking forward to 2016. Yeah,
really looking forward to next year and seeing who are the leaders that are going to step up for next year. We have a lot of talent, and there are times where other coaches come up to me and are just super impressed with the girls and how they carry themselves, and that's as a coach, that's what you want, is how do they carry themselves on the court.
Let's talk about the 2 seniors. What sort of leadership did they bring to your program this year?
Yeah, and they both played a little bit of varsity last year, so they do have some experience, and they show by example. So they're always on time, ready to go and get everybody else going.
Talk a little bit about how the younger girls perhaps rely on them just to kind of lead them through and show them some things.
Yeah, we've had some growing pains throughout the season, and some tears have fallen throughout the time, and the seniors really have been the rock, really, what the girls can look for, and we kind of joke a little bit that they're the moms on the team, and that's normal, I think, especially for girls. So.
And again, 6 juniors from what you were saying earlier, so obviously their maturation obviously grew this year.
Yeah, for sure, and out of those 6, I think only 2 actually had some varsity experience, so some real varsity experience. So that big chunk of girls, this is their first time playing at that fast of a level, and I mean, from JV to varsity, there's a big jump.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that because you hear about that so often in other sports. Just that transition from JV to varsity. Talk a little bit about that as far as volleyball is concerned. Where you see the biggest challenge going from one level to the next?
Yeah, I do think that going from the JV to the varsity level is the biggest jump. The level of play is so much faster, and you start to incorporate different. People don't know a lot about volleyball, but you actually do run plays, and there are positions and certain special things that you do that are really saved for the varsity level, and so all of those things come into play when you don't see those as much on the freshman and JV level.
So I would imagine this year it's been a teaching moment for you on many occasions say, here's where you got to take your game.
Yeah, and not only just with volleyball skills, but about playing together as a team, because the girls have been coming together from different places, even different schools have been coming together, and so that really has been our challenge this year, was getting everybody to play together as one unit. And so we've kind of put in place a couple different things. We had a day, we spent part of a practice on team building and bonding activities. The girls have a secret admirer on the team, and they do something special for their secret admirer the day before a game, and that really has helped them kind of care about each other, and that translates to them caring about each other on the court.
Now, when do they find out who this secret admirer
They
is?
find out next Thursday. Some of them have they kind of have an idea of who they are, but even some of them I don't know. Next Thursday on our senior night, October 15th, they get to reveal who their secret admirer is.
That's a really cool concept.
Yeah.
Did you come up with this?
I did, and halfway through the season, again, we were, having some trouble playing together as a team, and so I just thought a little bit about, how can I get these girls to really care about each other and then care about each other on the court? So we came up with this secret admirer idea, and it's simple. Sometimes the girls just do a simple note of encouragement or a Gatorade or shoelaces. A girl broke her shoelaces, and that's what her secret admirer got her. So just simple things that don't cost any money or just a very small amount to get them going. Yeah.
That is really cool. Let's talk about the skill level development. As you said, when you've got a young team, obviously you watch them grow, you watch them kind of learn as the year goes along. For folks that watch the game of volleyball and enjoy the game of volleyball, where do you see the greatest skill development as the year goes along?
I think it has to do with confidence. That really is where the skills are stemming from, is them being confident in their basic skills that they built as since freshmen and now are really able to capitalize on them. So running plays, that's where we're going with especially if we get them again for next year. So running plays, getting our blocking systems down, and really knowing the defensive system.
Lynn, you made a point earlier about the fact that a lot of folks who watch volleyball, even as a fan, don't realize that there's actual set plays. I think they're thinking of the backyard on 4th of July or Labor Day. But talk a little bit about that, about how there are specific plays as you're out there on the court.
There's different positions on the court. We have setters, we have a libero, which is they wear a special colored jersey. I get that question a lot. Why do they have a different colored jersey? They're defensive specialists. They only play the back row. There are girls that are serving specialists that only serve. And we have middle hitters, we have outside hitters, there's right side hitters. And they all have a position and a job to do on the court that a lot of people don't realize. They think, they're just 6 girls on the court and they just rotate around, and that's not the case. There's a lot of switching and having to know where the defensive and there's different offensive systems. It's very, very involved.
Now, with the name Rositano, you certainly know a lot about basketball. Is it also the same on the defensive side? In other words, are there set defenses that you play as well?
Yeah, there's a couple there's 1 or 2 defensive that teams will choose from, and it has to do with girls are covering on the court. If you're blocking a girl to swing angle or line, you take that away, and then your defense switches from that. So it's almost like having zone and man-to-man. There's a rotation and a perimeter defense.
That's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. They don't.
And I would imagine for parents whose girls get involved with volleyball, there's a whole learning curve for them as well.
For sure. My dad comes to watch the games, and he's like, "Why can't you keep your tallest girl in the front row the whole time?" I said, "Dad, it's against rules. You can't do that." And so it is. You have to really be around the game a lot and ask a lot of questions to really understand what's going on the court.
When you have a young team like you have this year with only 2 seniors, is it tough to see a season kind of wind down because you talked about that progress that you're making? Not only for the fact it's sad to see the 2 seniors go, but you probably wish you had a lot more volleyball in front of you.
I do. I really last Wednesday to me was a big turning point. We played Brookside. We went to 5 games. We lost, but that was the best volleyball I had seen all year. And then the next day it carried over when we played. I forget. We went to Warrensville Heights, and we were just in control the whole game. And we only have 3 games left, and I think that we're on a roll now. And I wish we had 20 more games left instead of just 3.
So what happens from here on out? Tournament time, obviously.
Our tournament seeding is Sunday, so I won't know exactly who or when we play for tournaments, but I will know soon, and that will start the week of the 19th.
Can you be a spoiler? I mean, how do you see the tournament unfolding?
You know what? I'm not real sure. The Midview District for volleyball is incredibly deep.
It always has
been. My gosh. Olmsted Falls, Amherst, Avon Lake, Magnificat, and St. Joe's are additions this year. North Olmsted. It's tough. Illyria's in there too. So we always have a good time because we don't get to play those local teams very often because we're in the LEL and we play all the Cleveland teams. So it's fun for us to play a team that is close. It's a good competition, but the level of play is very, very high.
And one of the things that coaches talk about, and it doesn't matter the sport, volleyball, basketball, football, you have to play better competition to get better.
Yeah.
So not that you want to just run into a real tough opponent in that very first matchup, whoever it may be, but better competition will make those young girls better players.
For sure. Our schedule is also a roller coaster in itself. I'm playing teams that are very talented, like Elyria, to some of the LAL teams that maybe don't have as much experience. So it's a roller coaster with our schedule too, and that's a struggle for us to know, to play at the high level no matter who is on the other side of the net. It's really hard.
Lynn, so many sports have become year-round, or at least 9 or 10 out of the 12 months. You hear a lot about JO volleyball. How does that impact, how does that affect Lorain High volleyball?
In the past, we have not had too many girls that have participated in Junior Olympic volleyball, but this year, 8 out of the 10 girls on varsity played last year.
Wow.
And that's huge. They just get so many more touches on the ball. They play with different girls. They play different opponents from different places, and it helps a lot. And I can see it in the girls, the change from the girls that were playing JV last year that are now in the varsity. They seamlessly fit right in.
But the flip side of that coin is that's a lot of volleyball.
It's a lot
and
of
I'm
volleyball.
sure that's something that you try to monitor a little bit. How much is too much?
Over the summer, it's a hard question to answer because we want them to play a lot.
Right.
And we do try to make sure that, they're taking the right amount of time off. And sometimes the girls, they play, from August with our season, and they play straight through until May. And so really, and then we start in June with open gym. So, it really is a 12-month process.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
And yet I'm sure for you, the 7 years have flown right by.
Oh, I cannot believe it's been 7 years. It's like mind-boggling to me. I can't believe it. And I'm looking forward to next year going back to my alma mater site, the Animal King site. I'm very anxious already about it.
Now, you mentioned the alma mater, so we should at least talk about this shirt a little bit, because before we got rolling, we're going, Lorain High basketball. So you may want to tell the WLCS listener or viewers what this is all about.
Please don't be mad at me. Today for Spirit Week, homecoming is Friday, and so this was our Spirit Week, and it was Throwback Day. So you were supposed to wear something from a different decade, and this was an old sweatshirt from the old Lorain High, from when my uncle was coaching there, and maybe from 1990, maybe 91, 92. I'm not real sure. It was from a long time ago.
I was going to say. Uncle John, right?
Yep,
so that would have been mid-90s.
Yeah, so
maybe,
it's 20 years old, this sweatshirt.
Wow.
So I had to bring
well.
it. I know. I got a lot of compliments on it today.
I'll tell you what, when I saw it brought back some great memories.
That was a great year.
Yeah. Well, it shows you how old I am, but that I called those games. Let's get back to volleyball. Talk a little bit about your program overall. You mentioned the JV team, freshman team. How did they do this year?
The freshman team they had an LEL tournament with the other two teams that have freshman programs, and they won. They won by a lot, actually. So that's encouraging to know that what we have coming up is that they want to play.
A lot of promise.
A lot of promise, yeah. The JV team is also doing really, really well. There are 4 girls from the JV team that dress every varsity game, and they have all gotten in a varsity match, more than one varsity match actually, and you wouldn't know the difference between those JV players and the varsity players.
And that bodes well for next year because, Lynn, as you mentioned, you only have 2 seniors on this year's squad. So that'll really make for some healthy competition when you get ready for the 16 season.
Yes, I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest. I think that those decisions are going to be tough, but it's nice to know that there'll be some fluidity between the JV and the varsity squad next year. That we have options. That's always, every coach wants options if something goes wrong or is not working. Then we'll have that next year.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, we're chatting with Lynn Rositano, the girls volleyball coach at Lorain High. Certainly a season that they build towards next year. Lynn, let's talk a little bit about the future of the program, because as you lay the building blocks in place, is it pretty much where you'd like it to be? Yeah,
and we've had more contact with the junior highs over the past couple years, been in the gym with them starting in February, once or twice a week, and we ran the junior high open gyms here at the high school last year. So we had 30 girls just from the junior highs in the gym twice a week, and also in the weight room once a week. So, I know most of the girls that are playing 7th and 8th grade volleyball right now, and it's good for them to be in the gym with us and know what to expect. And there's some talent down there.
Is that where it all starts? I mean, is that where you truly try to get a program started?
Yeah.
Is at that middle school level?
Yeah, and that's really for most girls, that's their first encounter with volleyball, is in 7th grade. There really isn't a whole lot for them beforehand, so that's their first kind of try, and seeing, where they're at with volleyball. And like I said before, it's not just rolling a ball out on the court and see what they do. There's a lot that goes into it and learning those systems. That's the hardest part.
Well, and you mentioned system. You kind of stole my next question there, because are you trying to do at that middle school level what you're doing here, so that by the time they get to you, they're familiar with everything?
Yeah, last year was really the first year that we really incorporated the base kind of system at the junior high level. And it's really showing with our freshman team this year, because the freshman coach isn't having to go over basic movement with the girls. He can really get on skills and those advanced things that they're doing, and it's really incredible to watch.
When you see a middle school kid, a girl, come to the high school, and then you see that girl at freshman and JV, what's the skill development that's the biggest challenge?
I would say, well, it depends on the position for the girl. There's some girls that are only defensive specialists, and there's some that play the front row, some are setters. So it just really depends on what position that they're intending on playing.
And how early do you make that determination, or do you allow that player to come to you and say, hey coach, this is where I'd like to be, or is it a conversation?
It's a conversation between the two. And it depends on if there's other girls that are better than them in certain positions and where they'll fall. But it's a conversation that we constantly have. Even at the varsity level, it's something that we're constantly talking about.
Talk a little bit about where this team, as it's currently structured, has seen the biggest improvement. What do you really like about this team?
I really do think it's their team playing. That it's not necessarily their skills. They're very, very talented players individually. The hard thing that we've had to do, and what I've seen improvement on, is them playing as a team, as a single unit. And I have to mention that, and maybe you would bring this up later, that these girls are student athletes. In and of itself.
Well,
so,
we were talking about that before we rolled. So we absolutely have to mention this.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about their GPAs and how they really do well in the classroom.
The 10 varsity girls that I know them really well, and they are either in honors classes, PSEO classes, or at early college. And our average GPA is a 3.8. And it's like something that I get emotional about, because I think it's great. And it's when I go to the county meetings and the district meetings, we have all academic teams, and it's the best feeling to put 10 girls from Lorain on that all academic team. It's like the best. It is the best. That's the best thing for me.
Well, and believe me, you talked about your uncle, your dad's a coach.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're the first to tell you, and any coach would tell you, great programs start with great kids.
Yep.
I mean, you can have good athletes, you can have good players. That doesn't necessarily translate, but when you've got good kids, that makes them that much more coachable as well.
I joke around with some of the other coaches that I brag, because I was like, I have the best kids. Not just good kids, I have the best kids. And I say that from the freshmen on up. The freshman team, as 8th graders last year, from what I've kind of gathered, just stellar students, just really great character kids.
Makes for a bright future.
Oh, I know, I'm so excited.
Take a few minutes to talk about your staff, because again, any head coach is only as good as the people who surround them. So talk a little bit about the folks that are helping you out.
My freshman coach is Mark Kamilovic. He's actually been with me all 7 years. He came in with me that last year Emerald King was a high school, sad. And so he's been with me the whole time. He's kind of flip-flop roles a little bit. He was my assistant, and now he really has taken over the reins of the freshman program, and he does fantastic. There's not somebody better to run that freshman program. He's super patient with the girls, has fun with them, and they will learn a lot from him.
The freshman coach is an incredibly important coach in any program.
He really does get them ready. I mean, and that's all I can ask, is that he gets them ready for the next level and beyond, and he does a great job. My JV coach is Shantel Jackson. She's been with me, this is my 2nd year with her. She's a Southview grad and played volleyball at Defiance. Oh, she might be mad at me. I don't know if that's right or not. But she is great. She's a social worker in the district, and so she kind of uses that role too as part of our program, that when, things are not going so good for the girls, whether it be volleyball or not, we have somebody there that has the qualifications to know where the resources are and really be able to talk to the girls. My assistant is Cheryl Bancic, and she's been in the district and a coach for, I don't I don't want to say how many years, so she'll be mad at me for that too.
Don't get Cheryl mad at you, whatever you do.
Believe me, I know. And it's funny because she was my volleyball and basketball coach when I was in junior high. She was my math teacher when I was in junior high. So I've known her for 15 years. And it's fun to be able to work with her again. And she knows, she's been around the coaching circles a lot. So there's things that she brings that, I wouldn't have thought about, but just because she's been around for such a long time that, we work well together.
And I'm sure that as a coach, one of the things you've always heard is you've got to let your other coaches coach.
Yeah, right.
Talk a little bit about what they bring as far as an area of specialty or just what you let them do with the girls. When I have something that I'm not too sure, what I want to do with, or if I need a drill for something specific, I can look to the other coaches. Shantel was a hitter in playing volleyball, and I was a setter. So there's things that I'm not. She can bring different things to the table than I could. And Mark's been playing volleyball for I don't know how long. And so he has all kinds of fun ideas and different games and different ways of looking at things than I maybe would. That's interesting.
Yeah, we have a good time.
Well, it's got to be fun. I mean, obviously, if you're going to be around a group of people for several months at a time, you better enjoy each other's company. Yep. Yet I'm sure there's also times where there's healthy dialogue going on between you guys.
We disagree on things and decisions that were made, and even during tryouts, there was some lengthy conversations about what we were going to do, and ultimately we all, we owned every decision we make, we own, and we back each other up no matter what.
Take the final few minutes that we have and just talk about the future of the program. Where you see this program going from here, Lynn?
I really hope that Lorain High Volleyball can become a staple in the county, because right now we're not. And part of it's the conference we play in. We don't play a lot of teams around here, but now that the LEL is dwindling a little bit, some teams have left, we get to play some more area schools. And this year we didn't do so good against those area schools. So I'm hoping from this point, now that we get to play more of them, we'll come out on top, and we really, can be a force in the county. There's good volleyball in Lorain County, and we want to be part of that good, that good volleyball.
Is that a reasonable expectation? Do you foresee that happening?
Yeah, I do. And like I mentioned, our district that we play at Midview is top. I mean, there's top 10 teams from the state that are going to be playing in that district this year. So, it's baby steps. We have to work our way up, and that first step is getting a handle on the county schools here.
And I'm sure not only is it this group of young girls that'll be coming back, those JV and freshmen, we talked about the middle school, but even young girls, just to get them to watch the game, enjoy the game, to get them involved. Are there things that you do just to try to get kids in Lorain, girls in Lorain involved?
Yeah, we try to do the open gyms that we offer are open to upcoming 6th graders that will go into 7th grade and then go into 8th grade, and then the ones that will become freshmen. So that's really where we kind of get our hands on them then. We ran, I'm trying to think, the junior high coaches were running open gyms, and they were getting fifth graders, so upcoming 5th graders, trying to get them involved. So we're just trying to get them involved in volleyball and loving the game. That's the important part, is loving the game.
Have a passion for the sport.
Right.
So with about a minute left, kind of put this 2015 season in a nutshell for us. All in all, how do you feel about the year?
I feel good about the year. I know our record right now, we're 8-11, doesn't maybe spell the greatest of a season, but we have learned a lot from each other, and the girls are still learning, and this is all just a stepping stone for next year.
There you go.
Yeah.
I told you it would fly by. You okay? You still nervous?
Okay. No,
we
good.
made it, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And I love the sweatshirt.
Thank you. Thanks. I hope I didn't make anybody mad.
You did fine. Our guest on Sports Scene WLCS TV 20 has been Lynn Rositano, girls volleyball coach here at Lorain High. Again, the future is very bright. A team that was around 500 this year with only 2 seniors, so a lot to look forward to. We thank Lynn for stopping by here at the gymnasium at Lorain High School. We thank you for watching. And until we talk again here on Sports Scene, Tim Alcorn saying so long, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.